recently another tome was finished. It is now with a bittersweet heart that this sketchbook gets laid to rest amidst the others. In the search for a new tome, I came across something rather peculiar, the smallest of sketchbooks. Something so small, so easily hidden. And it was with that idea that inspiration struck. Join me today while we work carefully with my language of Sul Voth to create a miniature prayer book of the void. For those of you new to my lair here, I am Ualthum, your guide to the arcane language of Sul Voth. A small book of invocations, a prayer book of sorts, something small, easily concealed, made to be carried on an individual away from prying eyes. Something to read in dire times when one needs to center themselves, or perhaps when one wishes the void rune Null to be present. Let us embark today as we create this small but not insignificant artifact of Sulvoth. This project begins like many others, with a trusted pencil in hand, an open sketchbook, and a session of brainstorming and ideas. After the rough ideas have been solidified, it is time for ink. This is both a material test to see how I will be illustrating everything, and also to make sure that the ideas are not going to smudge and are a little more realized before they hit the final book. Due to the size of such a small sketchbook, I've opted to mix imagery, written word, and simple runic designs to ensure that there is a wide array of meaning present, even if there isn't too much text. With the ink in place and drying, it is now time to create a wash of deep grays to adorn the pages. A book of the void, after all, should not have such pristine white pages. With the interior dried and ready, waiting, it is now time to adorn the cover of this book. The color purple is one that harkens to the void due to my personal experiences with this mysterious realm. And here we begin our final step using this Sailor Fude pen, a jet black ink to resemble the depths of the void itself. Like many projects, the final version of this has become adorned and graced with many more runes, symbols, and embellishments than these sketches provide. There is an aspect of evolution from initial sketch to final project that many artists are familiar with. It is important to note that these incantations, these words of power and magic, are specifically dedicated to the runes and, in this case, the void itself. At long last, here we are at the end of the process, the creation of a small book. When I work with Sulvoth as a ritual language, sometimes it's not just about the inscriptions and writing. As such, you may have noticed there isn't too much text in this small book. There's a mix of image and symbol, rune and incantation. In Sulvoth, often words can individually be invoked. This is all a part of the arcane tongue. And now I present to you a first edition miniature prayer book of the void. Nol, hol, nuchar. Nu vol sul voth av zol voknakul da sotna nol un thum kurrokna voth dim ner es orden omild nol zol vok thum hano ok zol bach sin oth gerd thu Olk, Nol, Shor, Norik, Anuch, Ankvo, Chen, Nuvul Ankvo, Kag, Kurokna, Bal, Nakol Vrik, Zol Nuvul Yumas. Noel. Thank you again for your time and for coming along the journey of making this small art piece. There's many more interesting artifacts, relics, and creations I have planned. I would like to take a moment at the end of this video to thank my dear acolytes, my supporters, my patrons. If you are interested in learning more about Sulvoth as well as participating in discussions, please take a look over at my Patreon page, and if inspiration so strikes, you may join and come along for the journey. Thank you again. Stay well, be kind to each other. Dark blessings.